Good morning, everybody. How are ya? Happy Friday. Yes, it is Friday. It is St. Patty's Day, and it is snowing like a mofo here in Albuquerque. Big storm. It's about 25 degrees here, I guess. It's pretty cold. Luckily, I don't have too much to do this morning, so I don't have to leave the house super early, which is nice. But anyway, long week. Hope everybody survived it, and looking forward to a good weekend. I am at a loss for words. That almost never happens. All right, let's get the current energies for today. The devil. Ooh. Devil is a prisoner of your own thoughts, of your own self-sabotage, of your own self-limiting beliefs, limiting beliefs. The trick with this devil is, if you notice, that lock is not locked. She need only kick open the door to get out. And I'm also noticing the river behind her is like almost dried up, right? And she's a mermaid, so can she even live outside of the water? She's literally keeping herself caged outside of her environment. And all of the riches and all of the spoils are right next to her. All she has to do is kick open that cage. So this could be limiting beliefs. It could be addictions. It could be attachments. It could be mental health. It could be physical health. Basically anything that holds you back. But what Spirit is saying to you here is that you have the choice to change it. Now that may sound a little harsh. You know, if you have a physical ailment or whatever, it's up to you to change it. Well, it kind of is. You have to go to the doctor, right? If you just sit home and stay sick, then that's your choice. Well, the same thing for your mental health. You know, if you're sick, go to a doctor. Same thing with your limiting beliefs. If you're sick, then work through those. Journal. Get outside of yourself. Observe yourself. Talk to a safe friend, somebody who you can talk through these things with. But sitting alone and not asking for help, that's what it is, not asking for help. Yep, not asking for help is not going to get you anywhere. People aren't just going to flock to you and say, oh, I see you need help. Let me please help you. No. Guys, you have to ask. You have to admit it. And she's got her tail is just a little bit in the water. So there's a little spark of hope there. She's got this little tiny bit of life left. I feel like that's that self-martyrdom, right? The I'll do it myself, don't worry about it. You know, when you're raised in a situation where help was not offered or not given or not reciprocated, then you learn very early that you are the only one that you can count on, that you have to stand on your own 2 feet, that you don't need any help. And while most of the generation from the 50s and 60s would call that admirable, now in today's society, it's actually a handicap not to be able to ask for help when you need it. We are a social species. We are not meant to stand alone, right? We can't always do everything by ourselves, and that's okay. That doesn't make us deficient in some way. It doesn't make us less worthy. It doesn't make us weak. Everybody needs help once in a while, and we've been taught in our childhoods that is unacceptable, basically. You know, it's just unacceptable. I think we talked last week about crying being unacceptable in my generation. I don't know what was unacceptable in my parents' generation. I think, actually, I kind of know, I learned this in school, that speaking Spanish was unacceptable. You know, I come from a Spanish-speaking family on both sides. Both sides are fluent, and it was at my generation that it stopped. Because in my parents' generation, they were ridiculed, and their parents made them not speak Spanish. They were actually punished for it. So their idea of teaching us not to speak Spanish was their way of protecting us. So, you know, now everybody in my generation is like, what the hell, right? Like, we could use this second language. What's the problem? And not having understood the culture, not understanding where it came from, left a resentment, right? We thought we were just being left out. Well, they were actually trying to protect us. So not understanding where things come from, not understanding why things were the way they were, it adds to that limiting belief. It adds to this cage, if you will. So I think in asking for help, asking for clarity, asking for understanding, this cage begins to fade away. You start to see the big picture. You start to see the whole picture. For some reason, as humans, when we can put the why to it, and it's a logistical reason that makes sense to us, that isn't, the answer isn't we're not worthy or we're not lovable, we can put it to bed. We can put it to rest. But we have to seek those answers, guys. We have to seek those answers, okay? Just sitting and wondering why without asking the question is not going to do anybody any good. And, nope, didn't want to come out. That one did. Okay, we've got the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So this is a really slow-moving night. Reflecting and journaling and just kind of taking it all in. And she almost looks like she is, looks like Pocahontas to me. But looks like she's, what is the word I'm looking for? When they write down history. She's, not journaling, documenting. She's documenting what she sees in front of her, right? She's just taking notice, making sure she gets it right? She's got her resources on her hip here. In the reverse, I feel like paired with this card, wow, we got all three cards. I didn't even notice that. Paired with this card is not understanding. It's not accepting answers. It's not even asking the questions to find out why these limiting beliefs exist. You know, it's just accepting it, and it is what it is, and moving on about your day, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that, guys. If it doesn't bother you, if you don't have stuff to work out, then don't work it out, you know, by all means. I have yet to meet a person who doesn't have some sort of something to work out. But, you know, if you're that one person, then, hey, kudos to you. I'm not in a position to tell everybody that they have stuff to work on if they don't. In my opinion, if you're watching this channel, if you're paying attention to readings, then chances are you have something to work out. So, if you're not asking the questions, you're never going to get the answers. Okay? Two of Pentacles, balance. There's our bunny. Hi, Alice. Nice to see you again. And the fish jumping out of water and balancing the resources. And actually, though, it kind of looks like the rabbit is balancing on the fish's head, doesn't it? I almost feel like it could be a house of cards waiting to topple. You know, and you have that perfect balance. Everything lines up. It just takes one thing to knock something off its perch, and the whole thing comes crumbling down. So make sure you guys have a solid foundation, right? Make sure your resources are balanced. And whatever decisions you have to make regarding your resources, make them. You know, make them. You might have new opportunities coming in, new jobs, new situations coming in. Look at them directly each, and then don't let the weight fall on your shoulders, right? Make sure it's something you can handle, something that's not going to push you off this ledge here, okay? To the Three of Wands, which is it's creation. It's getting ready to move forward. It's getting ready to make it happen. She's got a magnifying glass in the middle. So she hasn't created the fire yet, but the magnifying glass is giving her the tools with which to create this fire, right? It's not quite fire yet. I don't know if you guys can tell that, but it's just reflecting behind her. It's a magnifying glass. It appears as if it could be fire. And then there's the Nemo again. I love Nemo. And she's trying to make it, it's almost like she's trying to make the fire with her hands to make it happen herself. But she's moving forward with that. You know, she had an idea, and now it's time to put it into action. To the Six of Wands. So he's a, you You know, he's eating the pearl of fire. And he's showing off. He's entertaining for everyone else. He's got these beautiful holographic scales on his fin there, and I almost see like his hands are almost in that victorious stance, right? So there's a lot of victory to be had here with whatever it is you're about to start. Get out of these limiting beliefs. Ask the questions, understand them, and use them as resources. Use them as stepping stones. That's what I want to say. Use them as stepping stones to move forward in your journey, whether that's in the 3D or the 5D. And make your own way, right? Go your own way, I guess, is the song I'm getting in my head from Fleetwood Mac. But create what's right for you, and you will be victorious. And then you will show others. You will inspire others how to do it for themselves. Guys, we can't heal everyone else, but we can inspire them to heal themselves. It's not about pointing out their flaws. It's not about saying you need to do this, you need to do this inner child work, or you have this inner child wound, or you should do this, or you should do that. It's about allowing them to be where they're at, meeting them where they're at, and you do the work, and you just inspire. And if they don't get inspired, if they don't want to do the work, more power to them. You leave them there. It's fine. You leave them in light and love, and you go on your journey. You don't stay back with them just because you love them, or they hold title in your life, or for whatever reason. Don't let them hold you back. And you can't drag them forward. Right, guys? It just is. People are just going to be where they're going to be. And there's nothing we can do about that. We look at ourselves, we heal ourselves, and we shine our light. That's all we can do. And we will be victorious. So I'm going to leave the tarot portion there. We're going to get a message from the mermaid for advice for today. Spirit, source, guide, creator, advice for today. All right, that one wanted to come out. Abundance. This is, I mean, it's all your wishes come true. It's finding the treasure at the bottom of the ocean, right? And then appreciating it. You know, this abundant, look, we start with the devil. The abundance is there for the taking, guys. It is there. There is no reason that this isn't ours, other than the fact that we're choosing not to take it, not to see it, not to understand it. Abundance doesn't have to be money. It doesn't have to be material things. It can be people. It can be family. It can be friends. It can be education. It can be knowledge. Abundance encompasses a lot of things, not just money. When you find the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, it's not necessarily gold. It might be gold in color, but it's what your passion is. It's what you love. It's what makes you fulfilled. Those are the things that provide abundance. And when you follow that path, everything else falls into place, guys. And there's no stopping you at that point. So see everything through the eyes of abundance. Put the rose-colored glasses on when it comes to your own life, and appreciate and be grateful for those things that have come into your life. Because then the universe will give you more reasons to be grateful, right? Thoughts. Okay, well, you guys know how much I love when my alarm goes off and stops the video, but I don't remember what I was saying. I guess we'll talk about it after. But let's get a chakra card. We've got a couple. All things work best in conjunction with all things. Well, that's interesting. This is about your chakra balance, equilibrium. All things work best in conjunction with all things. So working together, right? Equilibrium, balance. This is balance all of your chakras, not just one. The crystals that you can use for this are clear quartz, amethyst, lapis lazuli, jade, citrine carnelian, and smoky quartz. Right. And then we've got letting go. Again with the sacral chakra. A lot of sacral work this week, guys. Look at all the fire and the orange and the sacral. Carnelian. I don't think I have that either. It's a deep red is the carnelian. Letting go. Letting go is not giving up. Sometimes it's the first step towards success. So sometimes, and this is Mookite from yesterday, sometimes letting go is the only way. You know, the hardest part is letting go. Have you ever heard that in the movies, whatnot? Letting go of your ego, letting go of your expectations, letting go of your limiting beliefs. Just let go of all of it. Be here now. Be present. Be mindful. And trust the universe will do what it sees fit in everyone's highest good. When you can trust that, I mean, really, really 100% trust that, there is a liberation that comes with that, guys, that is unexplainable. When you can just be present, when you can trust, and when you do not try to control, you do not try to plan, when you can be okay with the void, with limbo, it is a freedom that I cannot describe. I can get there at times. I am not there all the time. It's next to impossible, I think, for a human to be that way and live in this world. But when you have those moments, appreciate those moments. You know, it's abundant. It literally makes you feel like nothing can stop you. And then work together. You know, offer help, ask for help. It's a reciprocal. You know, we talk about flow of energy, flow of money. It's flow of human energy being reciprocated back and forth, right? We help and then we receive help. We give help, we receive help. We give money, we receive money. We give, I don't know, anything. Think of anything. It has to come in a flow. It has to be cyclical. It has to be returned. And that is the law of attraction. Literally, that is the law of attraction. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. We'll talk here in a minute. I'm inclined to put a couple links down below. There's a couple links that I think would benefit you guys if you're interested in any of this. Law of attraction and stuff like that. Abraham Hicks is a wonderful resource. I will link that below in the comments, and we'll talk in a minute. All right, much love and light. Hey guys, how's it going? I gotta make this quick. I'm actually got 7 minutes before my next appointment, which is at home, thank God, because it is snowing like a dog out there. It's funny I said dog. Very weird. All right, so we had some noises in the background when I was talking about your mental health and going to the doctor. I said that right after I said physical health and going to the doctor. Guys, your mental health isn't a reflection of your worthiness or whether or not you are good or bad or can handle things or can't handle things. It's just a thing. It just, you know, you break your arm, you go to the doctor to get it fixed. That's all it is. It's not, it doesn't have to be this big, shameful thing when it comes to mental health. Not asking for help. There was a huge noise in the background when I was talking about not asking for help. It's hard for some people. It's hard for me to ask for help, guys. It's not something I was ever successful at as growing up. You know, I was talking with my friend yesterday, and I realized, you know, every time I really, really needed help, it was denied. So you get conditioned and trained over time to not ask for help. And I was talking about that with the devil. At that point, I touched my little new crystal that I bought, rhodonite. So I don't know if that will help you, but I have a rhodonite bracelet that I wear all the time that my friend Carla gave me, which I love. And it's a good healing crystal. I didn't look it up. I didn't really have time, but go look that up. Go check that out. I also mentioned it was a handicap, right? We're handicapped in today's society by not being able to ask for help. Standing alone, thinking you have to stand alone, is a handicap, right? It's an affliction to be addressed. Anyway, at one point I was trying to say unacceptable and I said unexpect by mistake. I don't think that was a mistake. Expectations, you know, unexpect. Get rid of your expectations. Get rid of the limiting beliefs. Get rid of your attachments to outcome. Culture. I talked about culture and where things came from. Guys, we have to take that culture into account when we look at some of these things, because when we don't ask the questions, when we don't understand the full big picture, things could get muddy. And that creates that cage that we're in our minds. When I said seeking the answers, I was pointing to the lock on the cage on the devil card. Seeking the answers is what will unlock the cage of your mind. I talked about documenting. Think about what documentation is. It's just simply writing, when I was a software developer, documentation was giving enough instruction for the next person to come along and be able to handle maintaining that code. So think about what documenting means to you. I talked about a house of cards, perfect balance, solid foundation. If you're built on a solid foundation, it's not a house of cards. Perfect balance from the ground up. Start with a solid foundation. When I was talking about the magnifying glass, in that last card in the Six of Wands, I said it looks like fire, right? But when you look closer, it's a magnifying glass. And the magnifying glass itself is to look closer at a situation. And I never noticed it was a magnifying glass before, to be honest with you. And that he was entertaining. People are going to laugh at you. They're going to laugh at you for whatever reason. If they don't understand what you're doing, if they don't think what you're doing is admirable, or I don't even know what the right word is, but expect that. And it's just entertainment to them, and that's okay. That's okay. It doesn't have to be something that you take offense to. I talked about victory with the stepping stones in the 3D and the 5D. Well, stepping stones in the 5D would be working on your mental health, journaling, doing these little things, stepping stones, rituals, whatever. In the 3D, maybe it's, it's not the job you want, but it's the job that you can get right now. And it's a step in the direction of where you want to be. It's a stepping stone. I said, you do the work. Don't let them hold you back. Let them be where they're at. And the dogs went nuts in the background. So that's kind of a loud message for today. I said, when I was talking about choosing your family, choosing your friends, choosing whatever, there was bells in the background that I'd heard. And I don't know where the bells came from. There's no bells in my house. So maybe it was on the TV. And then when I said there's more reasons to be grateful is when the video cut off. So give yourself more reasons to be grateful. The universe will give you more reasons to be grateful if you show gratitude by the law of attraction, which we talked about today. When the 2 cards fell at the end, the 2 chakra cards, I called them a couple instead of 2 cards. So something to that. Maybe there's a couple. And then I set the balance card down and I covered the devil card and the reversed Knight of Pentacles. Covered them both up with the balance card. So balance will bring those limiting beliefs to an end. Balance within your mental health, balance within your physical health, balance within your spiritual health. When I was talking about letting go, I moved the balance card off of the devil. Let go of the expectations. Let go of whatever it is that's caging your mind. Had a couple movie references today and 1 name reference and a couple number references. So we had Abraham, Pocahontas, Nemo, Alice, and 33. It was 3 cards and 3 wands. Or we had the 3 of wands, I should say. So Pocahontas, Nemo, and then even Alice in Wonderland at one point. Alice in Wonderland is representative of seeking of knowledge, okay? Finding Nemo is representative of letting go. The father had to let Nemo go, and Nemo found his way. Nemo was fine. Nemo found a tribe, and Nemo did what he had to do to survive, and he survived. And the father's overprotective nature was unnecessary. And then Pocahontas. What was Pocahontas all about? I have to really think about this one, but I'm inclined to say she was just different, right? She was different, and she stood in her truth. She did her thing. So think about all that. I'm gonna link the Abraham Hicks link in the comments below, so check that out. But check out the law of attraction. I don't often mention that in the readings, but law of attraction is, you get what you give. It's karma, it's balance, it's justice, it's what makes the world go round, if you will. All right, guys, I'm running late. I gotta go, so we'll talk soon. Much love and light.